Hello and welcome to part 3 of learning Final Fantasy TCG. I have already uploaded part 1 and 2, which if you want to watch them, I will have them, the thumbnails here, and then I'll have them linked below. Or at least the playlist. In week 1, I just simply talked about how I showed up. That's pretty much all I did and how nervous I was to do that. Week 2, I go into my really rough, card storage situation and actually playing Final Fantasy TCG, like in my locals. So now we're in the part of my journey where I have to really learn what the heck I'm doing. I've pretty much been going to locals every single week since I started going in the last week of January. This is actually my first week that I didn't go because I was backed up on editing. I edit not only for myself, but I also edit for a friend's channel. He does a lot of Pokemon content, so I edit for him as well. And I was just really busy and I really wanted to get my editing all checked out. I also had a bunch of issues with my Hidden Legends video as well as my week 2 video. But hopefully everything will be a little nicer to me now. So I wanted to talk about entering locals again after my first time because it wasn't as scary the second or third time. I still don't have the courage to record my games or just record while I'm there. So I apologize that it's not more vlog-like, but I do hope to get the courage to do that. I just don't want to be annoying to the Final Fantasy TCG group that I play with. But hopefully I can work up the courage to do it anyway, because it's who I am. I'm goofy and comfortable and I don't mind recording myself in public. I just don't want to be a nuisance to others. So yeah, let's talk about day 2 of playing locals. To no one's surprise, I used Mike's priming deck, his mostly ice with a little sprinkle of fire for Clive in there. To everyone's surprise, I actually won my very first game of locals. I was so stoked about it. I posted on Blue Sky and Twitter. I just legitimately was so excited that I even just won a game at all. I also won against John and he is so funny and it's just a blast playing against him. And so during all these hype moments that I had, it just felt so good. I don't remember too much of that game at this point because it's now a few weeks in the future. But I do remember that he only got 2 damage points on me, and both damage points that he got on me, I had 2 experts from the Mateus summon, which literally just stopped him from getting more damage. And it was just, oh, so exciting. Of all the cards that he could be getting damage points against, Mion were the 2 that I needed. And very early on in the game, I was able to remove his Clive card by an ability, I believe, and then later on I don't remember the order. Early on, I think first thing I was able to just remove one of his Clive cards from the game, like altogether, and then the second one I believe was from a damage point. I think the third one was also a damage point as well, but I was able to remove every single good Clive card that he had from the game. But yeah, I was literally just yelling in that store. For whatever reason, the Yu-Gi-Oh players weren't playing like they usually are at that point, so I was just yelling in this little back corner of the store, just yelling every time that the freaking X-Burst went off, and then hitting his Clive was just, oh, it was so good. It was like a legitimately like fun win. And I sadly don't get to talk about my losses like that because they didn't go well. I don't really remember even who I played against. I think the third one was Mike that day. But I just remember not really being able to get set up in those games. My issue is that I don't know how to get set up in Final Fantasy TCG. Like, I don't have like good opens to be able to like set myself up to like have enough forwards to not get pummeled or just straight up annihilated. So yeah, I only ended up getting 3 points that day. You get 3 points per win at locals, at least at this particular store. I don't know if that's like the norm. But yeah, it was really fun regardless. Then there's the third day of locals. I technically did get a win on this day, but it's because of a buy round. So when there is an odd amount of people playing, there is one person that unfortunately doesn't get to play. They automatically get a win. I happen to be the very first person to get a buy round, which is cool because that's a win. However, if I don't win at all that day, that means I lose an opportunity to play and gain experience and knowledge to just not win. And we ended up actually playing a lot of games this day. The nearby city group fellow people from Erie came on over to play with us this day, and it was a lot of fun. I got to meet a lot of new faces, and they were also just as funny as our normal group, so it was really nice having them, even though I don't think I played against any of them. But yeah. So there was 4 rounds this day, but I only technically played 3, but then I did play a friendly at the end of the day that I will talk about in a minute. On this day, I finally played against Creon, who I was really intimidated by because his decks are just a lot from like what I've seen, and he just like has really interesting concoctions of setups, and I was nervous going into it because I didn't think he was gonna be very gentle about destroying me. And I was right. So I lost all the rounds in locals that day, and I played a friendly at the very end, which I did win. However, my brain was so fried after even just playing 3 games that my 4th game of the day, I had a very hard time focusing. So I can understand why, if you go to like a tournament, that some people just have a really hard time like staying focused and making sure that they're hydrated and eating well, because like you truly do use a lot of energy playing TCGs. I was playing against Yanis, who has that freaking annoying crystal deck that I can't stand. I'm at the point that I hate it so much that I want to have one, because if I hate playing against it, then it must be great to play with. But it was just like us going back and forth of like poking each other for a while, and basically like, are you gonna do it? Are you gonna do it? Until finally I ended up pulling a G deleter at the end, and I had only 4 backups at this point, which was really weird because this was a long game and I only had 4 backups. But I was able to play it, and I had no idea why Mike was so excited about playing it, but I ended up winning because of it. I actually want to read that card because I forgot to. I wanted to see why I won, because my brain was so fried that I was like, huh? When G deleter enters the field, draw 1 card. When G deleter enters the field, choose 1 character. You control 4 more ice backup, stole, and freeze it. Okay, so I basically like doled and freezed like one of the really annoying cards he had out, which prevented him from destroying me first. But Mike said at the end of the game that Yanis got G deleted, and I thought that was really funny, so I'm gonna probably keep this card in the back of my noggin and try to incorporate it into decks on purpose for the sake of G deleting people, because I really like that. But yeah, like I said, my brain was so fried for this game. I truly just had like no concept of what was going on. I wish I recorded this more recently after it happened, so I could actually remember a bit better what happened on this day. I have this horrible habit of going and playing, and I'll record like a little bit when I get back in the car, but then I get home and then I don't exist. I also had a week, which I think it was the week after this, I didn't do anything. I just simply was just sleeping all the time because my anemia was really bad. I have a really hard time of like recording when it's fresh, so I really need to make sure that when I get home that I'm taking some time to at least write up everything that happens, or record a janky video of me talking about what happened so I can reference it and do sit down videos like this. So yeah, that was the locals for week 3 and 4 of me learning Final Fantasy TCG. Next up, we are going to be buying my first cards off of TCG Player. TCG Player is like the main TCG buying place where you can easily have access to many stores that are selling cards. For future purchases, I do want to talk to the people in my Discord and see if people have backups that I can buy from them. Backups. Do you want to talk to people in the Discord that I'm in about buying from them in the future? I just wanted to have an experience buying off of TCG Player, so I wanted to do that first. I think for like more specific cards that like I necessarily don't need for like a deck, I'm gonna reach out to them for, because I desperately want a Kate Sith binder with my entire being. That's my first collection binder that I'm going to have. It's just every single Kate Sith card, which is not that many, but I want it. I need it so bad. And oh my god, this is like off topic, but in the newest freaking, I like shriveled up my forehead there. In the newest set that's coming out, Tears of the Planet, there's a gimme kit, and it is so freaking cute. And I don't know if I also want to have a separate binder of just like cute cards that I like from Final Fantasy TCG that are like gimme kit, or if I just want to add it to the cases binder and just have it be a cat binder. Options, choices, things to consider. On the TCG Player website, and we are going to be buying the Heian cards I was talking about, as well as the Cloud LB cards. So I'm just gonna look up FFTCG Heian. So there's 2 cards that pop up, and I'm gonna be so honest, I don't remember which one they said I need to get. I'm pretty sure I made a notes app, or I either made a notes app of what to get, or I did. Analysis is 3 Heian. And then I wrote Fire Ice LBs. Sick. So I don't know which one to get. I'm pretty sure I took a picture of the Cloud LB card, but not the Heian one. Oh. Perfect. Okay, so now I know which ones to get. I want to get this one, so the more expensive one, of course, and these ones. I don't need the pre-release one because it's literally the same card. They just happened to have the pre-release one and showed me. Okay. So on TCG Player, you can shop from multiple stores. If you scroll to the bottom, you're able to see how many the store has. So I'm of course going to go with the cheapest one that has 3, which is this one. We're going to select 3, add to cart, and then we're going to look up Cloud LB. And I do not need the LB version, so I'm just going to get the slightly cheaper one. So none of these stores have more than one. So it looks like we're going to either have to buy from multiple stores to like avoid the added shipping prices, because I don't want to go too high, because like I might as well get it from the same store if like it's gonna be $4 anyway a card, you know. It's gonna be like $3.50. Okay, so we want to look at like something about $3.50. Let's do 3. I don't think I need 3. And this is just for the Final Fantasy 14 starter decks I have. I believe this one's my Fire Ice one is like kind of set. I need 2 more of these Clives. $45! I got 1! I need 2 more though. So we're not buying these right now. This is gonna be a future project. Let's build a cheaper deck, and then we'll figure something out. All right, we'll hit checkout. All right, I'm spending $31.16 on 6 cards. We're getting Heian and Cloud LB. Okay, we're all set. I'll pop back in once my mail gets here. So I actually got these earlier this week, but I haven't been able to sit down and record. But we're finally doing it. I wish I wrote down when I got these, but I will say, I believe I got the Cloud LBs before I got the Heian cards. But yeah, I've been busy editing this week for Glax's channel. I mentioned him earlier, but very last minute, I decided to go to North Carolina for the Winter Cup. So I was planning all of that and whatnot, and actually found a team to play. So I will not only be going to the Winter Cup, but I will be playing in the Winter Cup. And I'm so excited! All right, but before I talk about that, let's open these up. The keyboard's gonna be there, it's whatever. Please ignore my dirty, stained mouse pad. I'm not happy about it either. Thank you for shopping with Thank you for shopping with us. We appreciate your order. Please do not bend. Thank you. So this is the one I got first. This is from the Haven Games in Florida. I am very intrigued on how these have been sent, because I know how people send like K-pop orders for PCs, and I've seen like Pokemon packages, but let's see what people do for orders from game shops for TCG. Oh, okay, thank you. Daifuku-kun. Looks like it's just 2 pieces of cardboard taped together. Can I just like slide it out? Sure can. And it is the Cloud LBs that I suspected that I got first. Very cute. I also need to get sleeves just for my LB decks. Ooh, that is staticky. 1, 2, 3. Oh, and we got a little bonus. What is this? Oh, he's kind of freaky. He's from 13 Notsuko. Oh, not bad at all. I've never seen this card. Interesting. Oh, that's fun. I wasn't expecting that. Nice little surprise. All right. These look to be in pretty good condition. I don't know if it's like normal to like get things that are not in good condition. These seem like this one seems a little more bent than the rest of them, but that's fine. I'm not really bothered as long as it's not like trashed. All right, those are the first ones. And now for Hien. This one's from Phoenix, Arizona, from Angry Jane. This one feels like it's packaged a little better because it's way more thick. I'm gonna do this in a way they're not freaking... what is this? Who is this? Who is this man? The client. What? I mean, what a surprise that is. I have never... Have I watched the Star Wars movies? I think the only thing of Star Wars I've ever like interacted with is the Lego game because I really like that. Like the original OG ones. Oh, there's like so many bonuses under here. Okay, okay. Is there a Pokemon card? Oh my god! Okay, hold on. We're putting those to the side. This is what I ordered. This one's loosey-goosey for some reason. This is confusing me. So 2 of them are in a top loader. This one came in just like a penny sleeve. In good condition. Also in good condition. I want to see this. What's the rest of this? Okay, we got a Unfezant Pokemon Go card. We got Son Goku, Dad to the Rescue, Dragon Ball Z. We got a cool Leviathan card. And Sin. Ooh, these are sick. Very, very random little gifts. Very random. The back of this one isn't that good. That was, I mean, it's just a common, but still not very, just very random. But I like these. I like these. I like these as gifts and Pokemon cards. Okay. What a fun little surprise. So I ordered a Hien card for my Fire and Ice Final Fantasy 14 deck. If you control 5 or more fire characters and or category 14 characters, Hien gains haste. When Hien attacks, activate all category 14 forwards you control. Until the end of turn, they gain this word can attack twice in the same turn. This effect will only trigger once per turn. So I can easily understand why. That is great for my Final Fantasy 14 deck. And then we have the Cloud LB. When Cloud enters the field, choose 1 forward of cost 0 or less and break it. Nice. And then his special is choose 1 forward opponent controls, breakage. Cloud deals your opponent 1 point of damage. Oh, wow. Sick. All right. I will add these to my Final Fantasy 14 decks. Do people now get like Final Fantasy 14 random gifts when they order from... Who is that from? That was from Angry Dane. Are there just random people just getting Final Fantasy 14 cards from them? So my very next video is going to hopefully be me playing and going to the Winter Cup that's being held in Raleigh, North Carolina next weekend. What are the dates for this weekend? Oh my god, this weekend. Oh, what? I literally leave tomorrow. Well, today, when I'm posting this. On March 8th and 9th is the Winter Cup in North Carolina. But yeah, I can't wait to bring you guys along with me for that journey and everything and whatnot. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I so appreciate you guys. This is really such a nice community. It's so sad that this community is just not bigger. Like, I compare it all the time in my mind to Pokemon because I, for one, just love Pokemon content. I like watching a lot of like store videos or like people like selling cards at like different like card collecting things, or people going to regionals and things like that. Like, I love that kind of content, and it doesn't really exist for Final Fantasy TCG. There's not like a whole lot of content other than like people talking about decks and things like that. Box openings are even very scarce. So I hope with making content that maybe I can inspire some players or collectors to also start making content too. If One Piece can suddenly be created and pop off the way that it did, I don't see why Final Fantasy TCG is gonna be what? This is for 25 opuses sets in? Why is it taking so long? Before you go, make sure you subscribe, like this video, and leave a comment. I'm very curious of how people end up on my channel. So if you want to leave a comment on that, that would be sick. So yeah, I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye bye!